Welcome, everyone, to Life of Giants, where we're talking about being human, which is, I'll be honest, neither one of us is human. We're both pretending completely. I am Tino the Genetic Marvel, and with me, as always, is my co host, Mr. Cole Clayton. How are you, sir?
I'm good, but you're kind of more like not human and more of like a demigod type of way, and I'm not human and more of a goblin type of way.
I mean,
Like
my perception is both are demigod like for different reasons, right? Like me, I look like I should be walking around with a hammer and just be like, I'll smash it. I don't care. You know? Oh, I don't like that. Boom. Like I would be Thor with a drink and another like that's, and you are the god of mischief. And you're like, hey, I don't think he was very nice to you. I think you should go talk to him and just start some shit. Which is also
like
entertaining.
I think God of Mischief quite 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 like grasped it because that implies that like I did everything on purpose. I get into mischief, but I don't mean to. Like I'm like Hermes, if you
Yeah,
will. I'm just trying to
that's
relay a message, and I took a shortcut, and that was the worst decision of my life. Every single time I take the shortcut.
factual, factual. Hi, Patty. It's one of those things where like every time, and isn't that the fucking truth though? Every time you try and take a shortcut, you're like, I don't have to do the full thing. I'll just bite you in the ass
There.
every time it bites you in the ass, and you're like, I remember dealing with an advisor who it was an older guy who moved very slow, but was very good at his job, was very prominent. And a client came last minute and he's like, oh, I'll just do it all myself when he shouldn't. And he was like, as soon as you rush things, everything goes wrong every time. It's just consistently, it's like you try and, oh, I could just skip. No, you can't. No, you can't. Just, you know what? It's done when it's done. Don't bug me. Just let me work. And, it's going to take some time.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's fucking.
Well, it bugs me because I'll be like, oh, this seems like a good way. And then the shortcut takes just as long as the original way. But then you're like, well, I use less gas. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess, like, or whatever, you
I
know.
I think the worst. It's even worse when you try and take a shortcut and it makes things way worse, and you're like, I really should have just done it the long way. That's damn it. And you're like, yeah, that is one of those things that I mean, like, and it what makes it worse is especially when you're like, I should have known better. I shouldn't have. I know it's
In the most like literal sense, I took a shortcut one time and it ended up costing me a tire
yeah,
because the fucking road was so fucked up. Like literally,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
bad potholes.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'll just go this way. Boom! But
It
it cost me a tire in like 2 hours. You know what I mean? Because I
which
didn't have
is
a spare.
which is way worse. Like it's so much worse, and you're just like, even if it was just the time, fine. If it was just the tire, fine. But no, it's the tire and 2 hours, and you're like, I
I think
mean,
the time is what bothers me the most. Losing time. I hate losing
oh yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. Which is
Backtracking, time
yeah,
lost. I hate that shit.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's the other thing. Like time, you can never get back, right?
Right.
And it's one of those weird things where like for me, if someone's like, hey, I need some help, I'm like, I can give you my time. um that's it. Like I'm not going to give you any money. I might be able to give you some stuff, but I'm not doing anything else, right? I'm going to give you my time, which is more valuable a lot of the times, but you don't really consider it too. So it's a weird thing. I don't know. It's definitely one of those things where like especially at my age, like it's every time that like, oh, like I grab something and I'm like, oh, I could do it in one trip. No, just take two trips. Just calm down, take two trips, because you know what? With one trip, something's gonna break, and then you're gonna be like, fuck, because you knew you shouldn't have. It's just it's every time. It's one of those things.
I can't take 2 trips, because I live on the third floor right by the stairs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like it's one thing to be able to take the elevator, hop on the elevator real quick, and then you're like right there. I literally, you know where I live at the end of the hallway, so it's faster just to take the stairs. But if you have all your groceries, you don't take 3 trips up the fucking stairs. You know what I mean? So you just like climbing 3 sets of stairs, and then you try to have the key ready already too before you even like grab the bags. You know what I mean? So you have the key, drop the key every time. Every time, so you got to put everything down at the door.
I still remember the first time I came to your place, and we walked in the door where close to where you park, and then you're like, "All right, we got to go this way," and we walk down the hallway, get to the elevator, go up 3 floors, and walk all the way back down there. And you're like, "Yeah, I usually take the stairs, but you're pretty fat, so it's like." I could have done the stairs. Not like it was 7 flights. If it was 7 flights of stairs, I'm like, yeah, fucking take the elevator. But you're like, no, it's only 3 flights. I'm like, I'm not that fat, man. Like,
to be fair, I did the same thing to my mom, so.
I wonder if your mom outweighs me now. 50-50.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
Anyways, so the quote we are discussing today, everyone, is from Samuel Johnson, who is, surprise, surprise, this guy from many memes that you may have seen. But the quote is, "He who makes a beast of himself gets rid of the pain of being a man," which is
a motherfucker.
Well,
wait, no, you said Johnson, not Jackson.
I did that joke with Marco today on motherfucking Mondays. It's from Samuel Johnson, not Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel Johnson. He's like, "Oh, what's the motherfucker?" I'm like, "I know." That's the immediate response. You, Samuel Jackson. You're like, motherfucker. Yeah, that's.
Did I talk about him on the other show earlier?
No. We were plugging today's show,
Gotcha.
and we were just we were chatting about. Basically, we were talking about all the shenanigans that's happening right now, but. Because news is starting to come around, but it's still wonky, and it's worse.
I may never believe the news. I gotta be honest with you.
No,
they're gonna have to do some shit, bro, to really for me to believe them.
Well, that's the problem. Is it's not news; it's just entertainment. And you're like, this is number one. It's not entertainment. You guys are criminal.
You could be reporting it live, right in front of my apartment building. Some shit that actually happened. I'll watch it on TV and watch it happen right there, like live, like a 3-second delay. I still wouldn't believe them. I'd be like, that didn't happen. They could be like, somebody was killed right in front of this apartment, and I'll be like, I watched the whole thing. I still don't believe the news. They killed that person. They killed that person to make the news.
I mean, at some point, that is possible. You're kind of going. You're out here making the news by killing people. It's not.
Right.
You're not documenting what happened. You're making shit happen. And
making news, right?
It's not. Those are not the same thing.
Ratings, motherfucker.
I mean, like that's the shitty thing about it all is that you're like, when it's news, you'll get ratings because people want to be informed.
Right.
When it's entertainment, you have to make it so grandiose and ridiculous to entice people to watch your crazy shit. Which you're
that's what, like Bill Maher and Patrick Stewart. What is it? Not Patrick Stewart. Who's the other? The Stewart. What Stewart? I'm thinking of. The Jew.
Surprise.
The comedians, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about. He Stephen Colbert got his
Stephen
show
Colbert,
from him.
Another one. That's what all that's for.
Well, Stephen Colbert.
We don't watch the news from them. We get their opinions on the news from them.
Stephen Colbert from the Colbert Report was fantastic. And as soon as he became,
you realize he's a shill also.
Well, and then he went to mainstream media late night, and he completely changed. And you're like, oh, you're a piece of shit. You're just joining the party line. Jon Stewart
ran for president. Jon Stewart, yeah, that's right. You remember Stephen Colbert ran for president?
It was, I think I almost bought that shirt where it was like Colbert Stewart for 2004,
2008, I think.
2008, maybe?
I wasn't old enough to vote for him.
Yeah,
I wasn't old enough to vote yet, but like, it was because I was never clear on whether or not he was actually running for president. Like, I know he signed up and actually ran for president, so it was real. But like, was it like a troll? Or was he actually running for president? Like,
I think he filed the paperwork just so he could make the joke, but it
Right.
wasn't right.
Gotcha.
Similarly, what
Complaining.
Trump did. It's the same thing what Trump did, and then Trump got elected and was like, "Ha ha! Ooh, this was a mistake." This
To be
joke went
fair,
out
though,
crazy.
the Trump's first term, that was the third time he had run for president. Because he also ran in 2008. Also, he ran in 2008 and he ran in 2000.
Who did?
Trump.
Trump? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Really?
He both 2000 and 2008 very brief. He like killed his campaign. I don't know how long, but pretty quickly.
I mean, like his first term was 100%. This joke got out of hand, and he was like, "I've made a serious mistake here." And then now he's like, "All right, well, you know what? Fuck y'all, I'm doing it for real." And you're like, "Oh, that's much worse."
Well, I think the first two times he ran for president just to like boost marketing for himself or whatever, probably knowing him. Yeah. And then the third time, I think he did that because of the whole correspondence dinner shit with Obama. He's like, "I'm coming for your job, motherfucker."
100%. Which, like, the pettiness, love it, absolutely love it, because hey, after all is said and done, you're like, "Hey, you made it," and he's like, he just took the joke. He's like, "But you'll never be president." Okay, all right, we'll see.
And people laugh at me when I'm like, "Trump's a Jew. He's so petty. He became president. That's some Jew shit. Tell me he's not some Jew shit." They're like, "Who's Presbyterian or whatever?" No.
Yeah, you're like, okay. When was the come on, let's calm down.
His daughter's a Jew. He's a Jew. That's the way I look at it.
Hey, his daughter married a slumlord. You're like, I mean, what's more Jewish than that? That's fine.
You know? No, he's literal Jewish slumlord.
Yeah, he's literally a Jew. There's not. That is 100% factual. And then
Donald Trump's dad wasn't a slumlord himself.
Oh, he definitely was.
What was his name? His dad's name? Robert. I forget his dad's name.
His dad, though, looked like a fucking lizard person, though. Have you seen pictures of his dad? And you're like, wow, what happened? And apparently the reason that Trump doesn't drink is because his brother was an alcoholic and like
drank himself to death, pretty much.
Yeah. Which you're like, I get it. That's fine. That's a lot of people don't realize. You're like, when you see something like that firsthand from someone who you looked up to, right? It's his older brother. He looks up to him, right? Yeah, you definitely jades you in a lot of things. Like my older brother was an asshole, and I'm like, well, I can be a nice asshole instead of that.
If my brother drank himself to death, I would dead ass at the funeral. You know how when you walk up to the body or whatever, say your goodbye or whatever? Yeah. What is that called? When you walk up to it and say goodbye or whatever. Is there a name for that?
Your last respects.
Yeah, your last respect. You know what I would do? I would bust out a glass, pour a shot, drink it, and be like,
yeah.
Drink yourself to death.
Well, that's the thing is like the weird thing about alcoholism, which is a serious thing. You're like, it's the best of the isms, but the worst way to kill yourself. You're like, that's like, there's so much time and money invested in killing yourself. You're like, bro, just if it's that bad, just jump into traffic. It's fine.
I mean, there's so many other better ways to die while drinking alcohol, like in a car. You know what I mean? Like
Chinese people have a say. Hold on. Chinese people have a saying about being human. We say you don't have a human taste, not like eating, but it's sort of translates that. Yeah. So it's this is one. So it's the idea where dealing with somebody, you don't get that human taste. You don't feel like you're so okay. Like when I walk up to somebody and I go, "Oh, how are you today?" And they're like, "I'm good. How are you?" "I'm well." And then we proceed. Why? I'm human. You're human. We now have a human connection. Same thing like when you're asking somebody to do something and you're like, "Hey, I appreciate you." They're like, "Oh, you're just a regular person and you have shown appreciation to me. So I'm going to do a better job because you appreciate what I'm doing." Gotcha. So in the same sense, you feel recognized as a person first. So when, yeah.
Victoria just Chinese proverb the term NPC.
Kind of. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, have you ever walked up to somebody that you've had no reason to walk up to and talk to. There was no reason for you to be having a conversation with this person. No reason for them to talk to you, but you just struck up a conversation with them, whether it's a deep conversation or a small talk or whatever, and they act like they weren't supposed to be here today. You know what I mean? Like NPC.
So, so let's start here.
I'm
No,
attacking the Matrix.
I have never walked up to somebody and without reason to talk to and talk to them. That's
I do that all
is,
the time.
yeah, you would. I don't, because listen, for 40 years of my
I
life,
prefer to talk to those people rather than the people I'm supposed to talk to.
So, do you remember a guy that I did a couple shows with? He's a local comedian here and producer. His name is Matt Duffy. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
So, the first time I saw him perform, we were at this place that is, for lack of a better word, a dive bar that looks like it's run by vampires. Say, okay, did Cole just say I was an NPC? No, you're describing NPCs.
Yeah, you're describing NPCs.
So I walked up to him like, "Hey, I'm going for a smoke. You want to come with me?" And he's like, and I shit my pants because I was fucking terrified. And he looked at the guy whose name is Colton, who's this little. He's like,
what the fucking robbery of my name, by the way.
He's 5 foot nothing, and he looks and he's like, "Come with me." He's like, "No, I'm good." He's like, but he's like, he might kill me, and he's like, "Good luck. You should go." Like, don't deny him. And then I walk outside. I'm like, "Hey, man, I really liked your set. It was really funny." He was like, "Oh, thanks. I really appreciate that." And I'm like, "Why were you so afraid?" He's like, "Bro, you're terrifying. And in dark light, it's worse." And I'm like,
"You're not scary. You're not. You don't scare me. I don't know. Like, you're bigger than me."
Okay.
You're not scary, Dino. I don't know why people think that way about you. You've been telling me this for years, that you come off as like intimidating or imposing. Maybe I see you as like a problem. If I needed to take you down, I would have to strategize a little bit.
Okay, but also you need to strategize if you had to take out your sister. So
right.
So I don't know if that was a compliment.
But you don't scare me.
Yeah, okay. Shell is like, Dino's not scary. Okay, so hold on. Let's be honest though. Okay, number one, you walk up to strangers and just talk to them. Okay, you're insane. Okay.
Rochelle's got a gut pile in her backyard.
Yeah, Shell has a gut pile in her backyard and has walked out of the house. She heard a loud bang and someone crying in the forest. She went to go check it out. You are normal. Your frame of reference is way off. Okay.
Ray's the motherfucker in the horror movie who's like, "Let's go investigate." No, motherfucker.
Yeah. Bro, I'm Shaggy where I'm like, I think we got a problem here.
Shaggy's like, "Can't we just investigate like a Burger King or something?"
Yeah, I'm like, I need some Scooby snacks before I'm doing that.
Oh my god, dog.
Zoinks. Like, I just, yeah, bam, I'm out of there, man. That's, yeah, no. Bro, like, look,
does that make Adam West Batman? It kind of does, doesn't it? Not like a real Batman, but like Adam West's Batman. You know what I mean? Like he's impostering Batman. He's not he's Batman cosplaying as Batman.
That's fair. Yeah, that's accurate.
Kapow!
Yeah. Zam. No. Adley, hello. Welcome.
What's up, Adley?
This is one of those things where yeah, see, like, you guys have no normal reference point. And as well, yeah, Shell, like, look, yeah, I'm not scary to you because you have a gut pile. You're like, oh yeah, if I had to, I just, hobble them and then make them into a skewer. That's fine. Like, that's not normal. This is why I like you guys, because every one of you is a fucking weirdo. Which I'm like, yeah, that's fair. I don't have to worry.
Weirdo?
Bro, okay, you understand how many. So, okay, a close personal friend, okay, someone who went to school with Victoria, okay.
What school?
High school. School of Hard Knocks. No, school of high school. Okay.
What's a school?
What's much worse. So she when we started talking, we only Victoria kept on sending him memes that he had posted on Instagram, but I wasn't following him. So I followed him. We started chatting. We sent back each other, started becoming friends. And then I was like, hey, we're sending out Christmas cards. Can I have your address? He's like, hey man, we've never met in person. So no, I'm not okay with that. I'm like, why? And then he was like, yeah, because you're terrifying. And I'm like, why do you think I'm married to your high school friend? I'm not coming over to your house. He's like, I don't know that. And I'm like, all right, sure. What the fuck?
Your big ass is gonna go somewhere. Get the fuck out of here. Yes, you
Bro,
can have
for a
my
while it
address.
was tough getting into my own car. Okay. Like it's and that's a Cadillac. Like
Sure, right?
every time I get in my car, I look at the steering wheel. I'm like, man, I remember bucking that when I got into the car, like just boom. You know, like I have honked the horn by accident. I'm just
I've
kidding.
done that though. To be
Like,
fair.
so, you know, but yeah, Shell laughs. Yeah, no, you know exactly what. Yeah, no, it's, and this is why is even when Marco first met me, he's like, oh, Jesus, you're big. Yeah, thank you. You were like, hey man, and I'm like, nothing. All right, cool. Yeah, that is a you problem. That is a uniquely you situation because yeah, I listen.
Well, I don't ever know when I'm supposed to be scared though. That's a problem for me. 'Cause I get into a lot of situations where I probably wouldn't have gotten in if I was afraid of it.
Also,
Like,
which is like, look, that's a positive and a negative, right?
yeah,
Because
no, for sure.
like so far it's been positive. When it gets negative, it's going to be real. You're like, this is that moment when I really should have not been here.
Well, now I'm getting older, and now I can kind of like deduce shit. Before I was stupid, you know. Now I'm smart-ish.
I
Like
remember.
I'm full of knowledge, not smart.
Yeah, well, you know, you're getting there. It's a process. I remember going out with a bunch of guys, and we would go to like we'd go to the movies downtown, and then go to a club, and then like go drinking. It was great. As we're walking back to the parking lot, I was like, "Oh, well, let's go through the alleyway." And my buddy's like, "Bro, that's no, that's people don't come out of that." And I'm like, "I'll see you guys on the other side. I bet you I'll beat you." And I walk slow. And sure enough, I walked through. I saw people in there, and I'm like, and they're like, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And they're like, nothing at all, nothing, nope. And I'm like, cool, and just kept on walking because I was 400 pounds and 6'2". I'm not worried. I'm the shortest one in my family. Dino is normal.
Jesus Christ! Isn't Ray? Are you like 8 or 9 or some shit? Fuck.
5'7" at least. That's
Huge,
if I'm normal size, you aren't human. You're an Amazon. Just an FYI.
right.
You're the
right.
little Amazon, and also you're feisty. So it's it doesn't. Yeah, no, that is
The Wonder Woman over here.
it's 100% Xena. Fucking,
Right.
you're Xena's friend. The little one, you're Xena's friend. Shell. That's how that works.
Phoenix from the
5'7",
WWE.
Oh, Shell, you could be like Hacksaw Jim Duggan's niece. And you come in there with a 2x4 and just beat the shit out of other women. It'd be funny. I'd watch the shit out of that. That's
Ted Bunyan or whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah, basically, it'd be fine.
Ted Bunyan's wife, girlfriend, sister,
100%.
daughter.
It would work. It would work.
One of them.
But yeah, so this is the whole thing behind that is like in reading up what the explanation for the quote, he who makes a beast of himself gets rid of the pain of being a man, wasn't necessarily just about men. It was about being human, right? As the idea that that some people will act in a self-destructive way specifically to dehumanize themselves, right? The idea that like liquid courage is a real thing where like I need to act normal, I'm going to do a couple shots before I think, and you're like, yeah, that almost never works, but hey, go for it, it's fine. But that idea is that it's to stop or distract from the discomfort of being a human being, which I feel like that's gotten worse with time. Like there's more like, look, I have only started to feel like myself in like 20 years right now, where I'm like, I'm getting in shape and I've lost a lot of weight and I feel better about myself and all that kind of stuff. Bald, still feel better about myself. But you know, like one of those things where you're going, yeah, because you
I'm starting to recede up in the middle now where the peak is, so now it starts to look like I actually have a hairline again.
Hey, just be happy you're not like Atlas. Atlas is a runaway train right now, bro. But he does have
I
like
haven't seen him in like a year. Is
He
get
has a
worse.
very strong widow's peak. It is
Both
pointy.
you motherfuckers just need to shave it, dude. Dudes look badass with bald. Like fully bald, they look badass. Especially get a little tan going.
My thing is that I like having a little bit of hair. It just makes me feel comfortable. Just because I knew a guy that I used to work with.
You're lucky you're married, bro.
Also 100%. But he would shave his head bald, but he had like a lot of zits on his head too, like hands and stuff. And I'm like, that looks nasty. So I'm like, what hair I have is also meant to cover up any discrepancies that may arise, right? So
I got a dent in mine.
That explains a lot. That's fine. Yeah.
Doesn't it though?
It's okay. I had to explain to my wife that I'm like, I look like I have a big head, but I have a normal size head with a very large face. It's very, I'm like, cause it's like the back of my head is like completely flat. And my wife is just like, you got to tell your mom that she should have, rolled you over when you were a baby. I'm like, well, thank you for that. Like nothing I can do. So really,
you know what? I asked my mom one time. She was like, I asked her, I was like, did you ever drop me when I was a baby? Like, just wondering. And she did. You know what she said? She said, you were the oldest. You were the first one.
What up, Greg? Perfect.
Yeah, dropping people on
timing, by the way.
You know what? Yeah.
Like that doesn't answer my question, bro.
I remember. You were the first. You definitely got dropped. I remember my mom's like, "Oh, you fell down the stairs a couple times, like right in front of us." And I was like, "Oh, that." Sorry, I don't know what to do about that. And she's just like, "Yeah, that's just like we're watching you." And we're like, "Oh, great!" And then just boom, 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 boom. I was like, "Damn."
It happens.
I mean, if
so
anything, it's only fair.
I had more of a positive interpretation of the quote. Okay. He who makes a beast out of himself gets rid of the pain of being a man. I think the way I interpret it was those who go through the trial of fire come out the GOAT, or the greatest or whatever, is badass. They're a beast now.
Yeah.
So
so there's that whole idea of like it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war, right? Yeah. So like you like the idea of making yourself into a beast, I think is imperative for the journey of man, just in general. I think that's like to become a man, you need to face some sort of stuff. Like there's actually an argument about this where they're saying like men don't exist right now. And the reason being because traditionally
boomers.
Well, no, but men have to go through extreme sorts of strife or hardship to become a man. Traditionally would be war. And it's the same idea. Like so in like the Spartans, like when the kid was like 7, 8, 9 years old.
Bad example because they were fucking each other.
Okay, we're not going to talk about that part. Okay, but also the point was that they would be taken away from their mom and then basically thrown into the Thunderdome.
Yeah, the butt fucking zone.
Well, then you had to protect yourself from getting butt fucked too, which, let's be honest, also a skill. Let's not say it's not. Okay, I'm like, listen, that is. Listen, you can go for it, but I'm telling you, I will squeeze so hard it's breaking off in there. It's not coming out. It's just. So it's fine. It's called close quarter defenses, baby. Pow! I was snap, pow. It's like, hey, you know how Bruce Lee lands on the guy's chest and then goes crack. I'm like, it's my butthole, and I'm like, pow.
You got a loose dick in your butt cheeks now. Like you can't get it out because there's no anchor. It's like choking on a cucumber. You can't get it out. There's something to like kind of grab,
It would come out. Trust me. It's
pliers. Those weren't invented yet. Anyway, back to it.
Listen, it's a warning to other people. You go for it. You're going to see some things down there. Fine.
You try to butt fuck some dude and there's already one in here. What the fuck?
Hey man. I would not be the belle of the ball in jail cell.
Oh
I'll tell you that
my
right now.
God.
Okay? Hey, one person would make an effort, and then everyone would know. Don't do it. Your dick's coming off in that asshole. It's not. That's totally reasonable. I feel like, listen, you have to make an example. You go for it. Yeah. Whap! It's coming right off. It's
I'm questioning coming on this show for some reason.
You came at the wrong time.
Right.
You know what I
good.
mean.
It was a great conversation up until okay. So Greg, you've met me in person.
Yeah.
Am I scary?
Not really, but I've also hung around with a lot bigger people than me for
So
years.
okay.
You know what I mean?
So-
So
Greg not only he also seems like the dude who's been around like thugs, like legit, like
Also
biker
true.
people, you know, like
That's fair. That's a you know what? My bad. Because this is so Cole was like, "You're not scary," and I'm like, "Bro, I have made people shit their pants lots of times. Not even on Halloween, just in a regular run of the mill. Come around the corner, they come around the corner, they see me and go, "Oh my god, I just shit my pants." Like that has happened. And
I can
Cole's
see
like,
it.
"You're
I
not
can see
scary."
it.
Then Shell is like, "Dino is not scary," and I'm like, "Okay, that's because you guys have a horrible point of reference." Number one, he's clueless. He walks into a gunfight and he's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? You want to do some shots? What's up?" You know, you're like, "That's not."
that's the wrong verbiage for this
Yeah.
situation.
And then Shell has a gut pile in her backyard. You're like, "That's not a normal person who's like, that's not scary." You're like, "You have a gut pile. That doesn't count. It's not." No, that's
Oh,
it's
man.
and you know what? Like, this is why, like, I try and explain that to people, and they're just like, "No, you're not scary." I'm like, "That's because you don't understand the situation." Like, that's not, yeah. Because I look at you and go, "Hi, how are you?" Like, listen, my entire high school career, I forced myself to constantly be smiling because I'm like, if you smile, people think you're nice. I'm not nice. This is my way of being normal. And I just, hey, everyone. I even had somebody write in my yearbook, be like, I was having the worst year. They didn't even sign it. It was anonymous. And they were like, "Your smile made a difference for me every day of the school year." And I was like, "Oh, that's really sweet." Total lie. Complete fucking lie. But apparently I did something right. And I'm like, "That's yeah."
You know what I just thought about? You know, I think it's a family trait with me too because the other day I took my sister to the strip club for my birthday, right? And she was just kind of being nice to everybody. She never been to a strip club. She don't know how what it was. And I had to tell her, I was like, "Those guys are Hell's Angels. Leave them alone. Don't go over there." And she was like, "How can you tell?" I'm like, "They're jackets." And she's like, "I didn't know." I'm like,
I have a question. Are you guys sure you don't all need glasses? I'm just like,
I don't need. I have perfect vision.
I mean,
okay.
I feel
Like,
like
I'm not scared for me, but like, you know, I don't know them. That's my sister.
Yeah.
Sex trafficking is a big thing right now. Just stay over here, sister.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't go over there with all the scary men. That's don't do that. That is a mistake. Don't do that. That's it. I've seen okay, thank you very much, Sasha. I've seen Dino mad, and it's scary because he starts off silent with eyes of anger, and then he will yell with hand gestures. Yes, it's scary, but only if
Damn, she got you.
I thought you were on
my
my
in the
side,
first half.
I thought you were on my side, and then you pulled the rug from underneath me.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, shit.
But also in my defense too, I'm not really scared of a lot of people. Like I've fought a lot of guys your size. You know what I mean? So to ask me that's it's kind of hard for me to answer and be like, yeah, it's scary. You're scary, but at the same time, like I said, yeah, I could definitely see it. You know, somebody like you said, you know, blindsided. Yeah, definitely.
Well, right, Greg. A lot of times, if you've been in a lot of fights, you know that guys mine and Dino's size, a lot of times don't know how to fight.
No,
you know. So.
Hey, I said, yeah, no, that's because a lot of times, big guys never have to fight because people are
right.
And you're like, oh no. This only happened after puberty. Before then, I was the runt of the litter and got my ass handed to me every day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I took up boxing when I was like 17, 18 because I didn't know how to fight because I'm so big.
Yeah.
So I actually had to learn combat because I was like, I'm gonna get my ass whooped because I talk a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So like,
this is okay. So bikers are actually very protective, and I've never had any issues. Was this from bikers that knew you have a gut pile in your backyard. I'm just this is an important. This is a very important fact to throw in.
I'm sure they are. But again, I talk a lot of shit. So yeah, they're gonna think that they're protecting each other from me. You know?
Sure.
Bro, yeah. So
And then I'm gonna get my ass handed to me. They'll stay over here.
yeah, 100%.
Been in them situations myself plenty of times too.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when you're just like, oh, people are like, I remember I was on my honeymoon for my first marriage, and we were at this resort, and there was a group of Quebec teenagers who are like Quebecers are the worst, just in general, right? So there was a bunch of teenagers, which teenagers in an all-inclusive resort, shenanigans, right? It's open bar, food, and hormones. So there was a guy who was probably about 5'5".
You was sex trafficked. I was trafficked. What's new? We were all trafficked as children.
Well, this is the thing. So this guy who was 5'5", but he was a big guy, right? Like he worked out. And
continue to tell us about your being trafficked story.
Let me finish, dumb cunt. Okay, so he turns around and he goes, "Hey, if something goes down, you got my back?" I just looked at him. I'm like, "No, I'm on my honeymoon, man. I don't got nobody's back but my wife. That's it." I'm like, "Nuh-uh. They stay away from me. I'm staying. I'm not getting involved." Oh, so hold on. Not true. Dino was 6 feet tall at the age of 14. Puberty started after Dino reached his.
Damn.
Why are you doing this to me, Sasha? It's not nice.
I don't think anybody's scared of you, Dino. I think this is your own perception of yourself.
God damn it. You know what?
Nobody's backing your story here.
You know what? You know what's gonna happen? You fuckers are gonna introduce me to somebody. I'm gonna leave the room and they're gonna go, "Is that guy's fucking terrifying?" And you guys are gonna be like, nah. He's
no, you're smaller now than all the stories you've told. This other thing, you're like a normal big guy now. You know?
I'm still not a normal big guy.
You're normal. You're the same size as me, bro. You're just a little taller.
I'm like a foot wider than you.
I don't think so. How much you weigh? You weigh what, like 275, 280?
Probably right around 270.
I just weighed 267 like 2-3 days ago, so we're the same size.
Yeah, but you got 12-inch arms, and I got 17-inch arms. So, just I still believe you didn't measure properly, but still, it's just one of those things. No, that's
well, that's just baby. I don't know math.
Do you know is the definition of gentle giant? Damn it! Damn it, Sasha! Stop it! Stop helping! You're not.
You're ruining his image.
This is.
Yeah, you're the Jolly Green Giant, bro. The Jolly Greek Giant.
Oh, I swear to God.
Holy shit!
Like this is the problem, is because everyone's like, nah,
he makes a piece out of himself. Gets rid of the pain of being a man.
Someone's gonna do some shit, and I'm just gonna start fucking dropping people, and you guys will be like, oh, now we see it. That's fine. Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's fair.
I'm not saying you don't get mad. I've never seen you mad. That's the other thing too. So. I'm pretty good at diffusing
that's what he was talking about. Okay.
Green Mile Giant. That's much worse. Why am I? God damn it. So much worse.
Yeah, you're about as scary as the Beanstalk from Jack and the Beanstalk.
I hate you guys so much sometimes. I swear to God. You know what? When I come down, we should have a boxing ring. See what happens.
My kid isn't a boxing chair. My kid is this big. He's this fucking big. He's 9 years old. He's like, you're sleeping on my bed tonight. Like, he find you scary. Nobody finds you scary, Dino.
You do got a valid point.
He was giving demands. He was telling you what to do. You know?
shit.
I want a question.
Oh, shit.
You know, I look forward to meeting your sister, and I'm going to make her shit her pants. I'm going to walk in the room, and she's going
My
to shit
sister
her pants.
ain't scared of shit. My sister is the thug of the family, bro. Like, I'm wild. My sister's way crazier, bro. My sister has 5 brothers. And she's the only girl. And then my thug of a mother. That's it. That's all she's ever known.
You're a bunch of animals. That's what you guys are. That's what it is.
I don't even know if I want to come down now. Fuck it.
You know what?
Come on, let's join the party, man.
It's,
We'll go to Denny's where she works and fuck with her.
oh, yeah, even that. So Victoria has already said, she's like, okay, so we're dropping off of her aunt at the airport, and then we're just immediately heading for the border. And from there, she's like, okay, but we're stopping at Cracker Barrel for food. I'm like, yes, we're stopping at Cracker Barrel. Do you guys have a Cracker Barrel?
We
in
have
Cleveland?
one.
Yeah, there's one not that far from me.
Oh, yeah?
there's one like probably 2 exits down for me.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, we're like this far from Kentucky. Of course, we have a fucking Cracker Barrel. We got them all over the place. We're basically the South.
You make it sound like I understand what you just said. It was
You know
basically
what the
just
fucking Kentucky is?
was
Come on.
click- it was clicks and grunts. I don't know. It was
Definitely wasn't fucking English.
You're trying to, you know, bullshit. You know what the fuck I said. You just fucking with me because I've been fucking with you all night.
all night, bro. Not all night, for weeks. For weeks on end, you've been fucking with me, you prick.
Have I?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hey, he said he's going to come here and scare you.
He could try.
He just walked away, bro. He can try.
You know what?
He
You know
just
what I'm
should come
gonna
out
do?
here and do
I'm gonna get like the Stone Cold Steve Austin intro. I'm gonna kick open your door. I'm gonna play it, and then I'm gonna scoop one of you, drop you on the couch, scoop the other one, drop you on the same one, and just be like, "That's what I'm talking about, fucking sons of bitches!" Immediately. And then I'm gonna have to
stun her
ice
out.
my back because you're both big. I just be like, now I gotta ice my back. It's not. You have to try the Mocha House when you're here. Yes, no problem. I'm 5 minutes from Canada's Wonderland, 1 exit away. The Americans Wonders. Oh my god, you look close to my cousin. That's fine. Fantastic.
The Americans one, I don't understand.
Yeah, it's because it's like Six Flags for us, but it's local.
But-
I haven't. Listen, I only recently was I'm small enough to fit on roller coasters again. So I used to love roller coasters, and then I got too fat. I went to what's the one I went to? I went to Darien Lake, I think. I went to Darien Lake in the early 2000s, and they have a Superman ride. But the problem is it only buckles on the bottom. There's no over the top. And they're like, because it's an awkward seat, we have a seat at the front of the line so you can try and sit in there before you line up for 2 hours. And I was like, damn. And I went to go sit it, bro. My ass didn't even fit. Like I got jammed in the ass by the thing that goes in front of your dick. Went right on my butthole. I was like, no, damn it. I'm not going to jail again. Like it was, yeah. It was
After what you just told us about the Spartans, you know that didn't hurt.
this first training. Bam! I broke the seat. Just pow, and just snapped in half.
Said you're gonna rip dick off of your butt cheeks.
Yeah. They had a broken seat, so Darien Lake can suck it. I don't care.
Hey, we got Cedar Point. If you like roller coasters, that's a big thing here.
I do.
It's 2 hours away,
The
but
thing is, we went to Universal when we were in LA for Atlas's wedding, and Victoria paid to get the VIP pass, which was fantastic. Because like there's the normal pass, then there's a fast pass, which is a separate line. But when you get the VIP, you're in a small group, and they take you in from the exit, and you go like you're next. Like whoever is in line, yeah, stop. VIPs are coming through. And they're like, I got a fast pass. I'm like, don't talk to me. You're, you know. But I tried to go on the Harry Potter ride, and it only clicked once. And they're like, it needs to click 3 times. I'm like, just push it. It's like, we're not allowed. I'm like, fuck you. And they're like, your shoulders are too big. I'm like, thank you, I appreciate that, but doesn't help. Like, it was,
okay, the fact that the machine worked properly at the Harry Potter ride is wild to me, seeing how Harry Potter lived under the stairs. You know what I mean? You'd think it would be some janky ass shit.
I mean, I was
Yeah.
down.
I want the real experience here. I want to feel like nobody loves me when we're going down this fucking roller coaster.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's only fair. Speaking of Canada's Wonderland, they used to have a thing called the Great Canadian Mindbuster, and it didn't have any loops, so it had no over the shoulder, but it was like just like a 1.5 inch pipe that came down to protect to keep you in, and you're like, bro, because it would like do like a bunch of humps, and you're like, you would come out of the seat every fucking time, and my fat ass was like, Like, it was
I don't fuck with roller coasters at all. You want to see the bitch come out of me real quick? Talk about. I don't fuck with roller coasters.
are you kidding me? If I see like a carnival that has a gravitron, I'm like, I'm in, let's go.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's where it spins around and
Oh,
all this,
fuck
things
no.
go out, and you can stand up straight, like parallel to the ground because it's spinning so fast, and you're like, yeah, it's awesome.
I don't like to fly. I don't like to swim. I don't like to go fast. I like my feet on the ground, like what God intended. Okay, like I don't like none of that shit.
Boring. Got
They
it.
have-
What is that? I don't care.
Why don't you
That's
just
like
admit you're gay?
Everything I love to do.
So, I don't know
I
if
like
you
to
guys.
eat. That's what I like to do. I like to eat and watch TV.
We noticed that. So,
I'm not underselling. This is not false advertising whatsoever.
so they opened up a few indoor skydiving facilities here, and it's called iFly, and so it's essentially like a 40-foot tube that
With a
you
big
they
ass
put on
fan.
here and you jump in, and I'm like, I'm now. So they're like, if you're over 400 pounds, call us. We'll see what we can do. And I'm like, damn. But now I'm like, I'm under 300. I'm like, hey, maybe I should try. And
I like how
Victoria's
you
like,
were so big, but they were still like, call us and we'll figure something out.
I mean, I feel like that was you have to sign a waiver that we can use the video for whatever we want. Like,
We got to strap you in from the top.
yeah. Also, the coveralls you're wearing are painted like a cow. So, like,
We're just gonna
fine.
paint. We're just gonna paint a seatbelt on it so it looks like.
Yeah.
So when the FDA shows up or whoever, you know,
Like a cow got into our facilities, but it still worked. They went off the ground and then they splatted. They just everywhere. It's fine. It's fine. It's reasonable. It's one of those things that I was ready for. But yeah,
I feel
now
like at your size, since there's so few people that big, you should be allowed to volunteer yourself as tribute to be like, I want to test if this is safe for people my size. And then you
100%.
get 3 rides. You know what I mean? Like a dummy. You know.
I would love that job. I'll be honest with you, where I'm like, I want to see if it's safe for fat people. And they're like, well, you're not really that fat. I'm like, I outweigh the majority of the population. Not in America, but in other countries. Like outside of North America, I'm massive. It's like, bro, for the longest time, I used to tell people that like I did this bit on stage where I'm like, I like to refer to myself as USA petite, and everyone would die at that. Because I'm like, yeah, because Americans are fat as fuck. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm USA petite. And I would say how I'm like, I like going to the States because it's the one place that I can if something happens, I can buy clothes. And like my wife gives me shit because I'll pack like 4 changes of clothes in my carry-on. She's like, why are you doing this to your carry-on? I'm like, because if I lose my luggage, what I'm wearing is all I got. I can't just go buy more clothes. Like I'll have to buy a tarpaulin and put buttons on it to hope for the best, right? So and now it's like, oh, like this was the last few trips I went on was the first time where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy some clothes from here. And
You're at least a medium in Italy, though.
I'm what?
You're at least a schmedium in Italy, though.
What the fuck's a schmedium?
It's a smallish medium. It's a schmedium.
No, bro.
Are they not fat in Italy? Is that just the American ones?
Yeah, just the American ones.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah, no. Italy is top tier grade A beef, baby. There's not. Yes,
Well, that's
all
always
over the
eating.
Mediterranean. It's only old women that get fat, and they're like, yeah, because they already had like 19 children, and they're like, I don't want anybody to fucking touch me. Give me the bread. Just,
Yeah, Latin women, man, they blow up after marriage.
Oh, the best joke I heard about that was from an Italian guy where he's like, marrying an Italian girl is like cutting the straps on a bale of hay. You're like, poof, just explodes.
The Mexican women are like that too.
Yeah, I get it, but like that. This is the only time in
Greg,
history.
none of
where-
your wife's not Mexican or Italian, is she? Then you're talking shit.
Well, Victoria's like, I
Be
feel like
quiet.
you get sizing like medium from third world countries that didn't know which sizing they wanted to produce. That's also factual.
My bad, Greg. I'm sorry.
My brother-in-law, Jesus, that's a nice dog. My brother-in-law
Doggy.
was in Vietnam, and he got a shirt made, and they put a label on it that was like, oh, it's 6XL. I'm like, bro, he was like 5'9" and like 160 pounds. I'm like, bro, if I got a shirt made, it's like 27XL. Like they don't have any sort of gauge for that size. I'm like, oh, that's fine. Even when I was in China, I got stuff made and they're like, that can't be the right size. It's not, yeah.
That's funny, Victoria.
It is funny. Yeah.
No, okay, so that's what I wanted to say a second ago when you brought it up. When you're out traveling in the rest of the world,
Yeah.
I could see how you could be scary. Because those people have never had like three sets of meals in one day. You know what I mean? And we have notoriously what we have in America is fourth meal. It's Taco Bell. So
You were like, I don't eat Taco Bell.
I
Okay?
want to cook tonight.
Fat piece of shit.
I don't eat Taco Bell.
You know
But
he's not fat. He's like a short Nephilim giant from age time. Thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely
Cinco de Mayo. I know you don't have that in Canada, but that's our American-Mexican holiday.
it's a Mexican over the French holiday, but yes, that's fine. We already
But
talked about that.
we took it. Americans took it like we take everything else.
I mean, listen, I feel like you guys.
It's the great part about having a Second Amendment. Everybody should get a Second Amendment.
Yeah, see, Dino's scariness is going to be plenty useful in Asia. That's factual. So the first time I went with
Scared of shit, dude. Asians?
bro, so this is the weird thing is, so Hong Kong, they're used to white folks, so not a big deal. But when we went into China, Victoria's aunts were like, oh, do you want us to hold your passport? I was like, no. Do you want me to hold your passport? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, are you going to be okay? I'm like, you'll see. So we went into Shenzhen, which is like 10 million people. It's a massive city. And we were in like their main thoroughfare. And as I'm walking, and this is when I'm still fat, okay? As I'm walking, I have like this place is rammed with people, okay? But there's not a white person there. Not a white person as far as I could see, other than this guy, okay? And I have like a 3-foot gap of people. Like when a shark goes through like a school of fish and it's just like a gap around, that was me walking through the Asians, okay? And I'm just like, I'm like, you can't, people don't come. Yeah, my aunt told me I shouldn't wear anything too revealing in case of perverts, and I told her you would scare all of them. Yeah, no, that's 100%. You also shouldn't wear anything revealing. That's disrespectful to me. But also too, yeah, I've had people.
Dino's one of the pervs.
Yeah, I am one of the pervs. That's also true. It's 100%. I actually, you know what? So, this is the thing. So we were at a mall today, and just to get some walking done after lunch, and like people are barely dressed, and I'm just like, goddamn. And one guy tried to eyeball me, and I was like, there's nothing you could do, because he was like he was the size of Tiffany Blue. Like he was that size. Where I'm like, I can
motherfucker, right?
turn you into a balloon animal. It's not a real thing. But yeah, it's fun. It's
those guys, the real thin little ones, because my brother Grayson's built like him.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that always want to fight everybody. It's just like, okay, that might work for most people who are bigger than you, but you don't want to get one who all he needs is just one quick backhand. You know what I mean? Like, and then that's over. Like,
well, that's the thing is like small thin people are very tenacious, and they're like, and you're like, okay, but that just tells me whatever you come at me, I have to break you. Just
right,
so,
yeah. I just knock I need one shot,
arm and I'm gonna snap it. I'm grabbing your face, and I'm just gonna start pulling apart your brain. Like it's the Chihuahua. Yeah, it's the Chihuahua syndrome. The Chinese doggy person. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Back to Sasha's comment. Dino's not fat. He's like a short. What is the Nephilim, by the way? I don't know.
That was the angels banged women and they produced giants.
Oh, interesting. Not Nephilim giant from ancient times. You know, that reminded me of, you're like a well-groomed Hagrid,
Mm-hmm.
which is why you're not scary, because he was such a nice half giant. You know what I mean? He's just chill, trying to help out. Always got kids in his cabin in the middle of the night, but you know,
I do not have kids in my cabin.
question.
I do not, for the record, I do not have any kids in my cabin.
Not you, Hagrid did, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying you're friendly. You know, that's why you're not scary. If you were like mean and like not like, if you're always trying to talk to people, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. It's the attitude. If you were your size, I mean, you're not that much bigger than me, but if you were your size and like standoffish, you know, and had your arms crossed all the time, I'd probably be like, I'm not gonna go over there. That don't seem like the move, you know. But
So, and that's like, for me, it's by design where I'm like, if I'm friendly to people, then they won't chase me with pitchforks and fire. That's, you know, that's always been my
like Shrek.
Yeah, like Shrek. That's 100%. And I'm like, bro, I'll happily jump in the ring, but I'm like, yeah, you got to pay me. I'm not gonna, you know.
You and what army?
Oh, there's been a few times where people were like, oh, what if we asked you to leave? I'm like, you and what forklift? It's not. Go for it. And people were like, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, that wasn't a joke. I'm like, unless you have,
Get out of me, swamp.
if you unless you have heavy machinery, it's not gonna work. Like there's where security walks up to me and I'm like, oh, what can I do for you? They're like, we just want to make sure everything's okay. And I'm like, that's a good question. I don't know. And there's like, I'm like, that's fine. I remember I was in a club and there was a fight happening and I was not involved. I was off to the side, just drinking my drink, talking with a few other friends. And a little bouncer grabbed me. And I was like, I just looked at him. I'm like, I just looked past him to one of the other big bouncers. I'm like, you want to help your friend? Because I won't help him. And it's like, you don't want that. I'm like, and they're like, he's like, hey man, yeah, why are you grabbing him? He's like, well, he's got to go too. And he's like, I'm sorry, sir. That's not. And I'm like, yeah, no, especially when I was fat, I'm like, I'm a lot smaller I'm a lot bigger than most of your security guys. So don't do that. That's not, yeah.
Yeah, you need a hydra of security officers. Take me out, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's, you know what? I've always had the perspective. I think I've always been respectful of police and everything. And I'm like, hey, everything's fine. I'm just large. Everything's cool. Just I am not a threat. We're not doing anything. But at the same time, like, then you hear about gangsters going to jail and they're like, well, I'm already in jail. So I'm going to fuck you up. And I'm like, that's a fair point, right? Like, it's like, well, if I'm getting arrested, we're all going to have a good little story out of it today. So, you know, but I try. I'm like, hey, I'm not.
So quick to draw, though. I stood up too fast one time when he asked me to get up, and he drew his gun. Like, they're easily freaked out. So you gotta be respectful to those motherfuckers. They'll shoot your ass.
Listen. I remember I told you the story. I'm driving in the Versa. Guy pulls me over, and I'm like, listen, I'm too fat to reach my wallet. I'm like, so I need to get out of the car to get my wallet. And I'm like, it's not a problem. It's fine, right? As I'm getting out, he steps back into traffic and puts his hand on me. He's like, what the fuck are you? I'm like, I'm just large. Everything is fine, sir. Maybe don't step into traffic.
He did a calculated.
Yeah.
He calculated that situation and was like, my odds are better in oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
My back to them.
With my back to oncoming traffic is safer than this fat bastard. And there's been multiple times where I've walked into traffic and somebody honks and I just stop and look and they're like, no. And I'm like, I did sit on someone's windshield or their hood once. That did not go the way they thought it would. Cause I just was like, and there was like, boom. I'm like, don't do that. Sorry, no. Have any of you ever been nailed by a taser?
I have. Taser and stun gun, but not by a cop, by friends. We got our hands on something. We're fucking each other up with them.
Yeah, so
the police.
Yeah.
No, those motherfuckers are my friends.
No, that's not. I wanted to see how bad it was. So a friend of mine had one, And so I was like, I just want to see. So I put it in the side of my thigh and zapped it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I can see that hurting. And they're like, you didn't even flinch. And I'm like, I'm really fat. It's not,
Yeah, electricity has a harder time traveling through fat. I've heard it's more of a muscle thing. I don't know science.
There you go. Cole must be part Irish to be that much of a scrapper.
Don't call me Irish. You just cussed at me.
He's
And
very.
those are fighting words, actually. And I'm not a scrapper. I'm really not. I'm not a fighter. I'm not.
He's Texan. That's why. That's yeah.
Oh, I don't get into fights. People trying to fight me all the time, and I'm like, why? What happened?
And then they slam your door, and then everything changes.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Anyways, yeah. So this was us talking about becoming beasts. Apparently, we all are. Apparently,
bro. We done lost the pain of being a man a long time ago. I think I lost it before I was a man. I think I lost the pain of being a man when I was a boy. You know.
You lost the pain of being a man, kind of like an avocado ripening. Like it just like bam, and now it's bad. Like just
immediately within a couple of hours.
Yeah,
there's a little window.
Yeah,
no, I lost the pain of being a man when old boy was like, "You want to go to Florida?" And I was like, "Yeah." When's mom coming?
Like, nope. That's not gonna happen. Yeah. Oh, she's gonna meet us there. She's gonna meet us there with the FBI.
Yeah, when the feds rolled up, dude. Have you ever been scared? The feds roll up in your house, and it ain't even your house, and you're sick, and you're like, "Am I in trouble? What's happening?" And then they're like, "You were kidnapped." I was. Dog.
I missed that part.
Word.
You're like, I just thought we were having a good time. I don't.
You're wrong the whole time. Shit, that's like the whole school year. Fuck.
There you go. Cole needs to get his DNA done because only Native Indians are truly from the American. Listen, there's a very good chance that he's also that. He is
I'm part Native American, but I'm pretty sure my people like tied a piece of tin roof to the back of the Mayflower and rode on back.
I mean, I feel like someone tied a piece of tin to the Mayflower, and you guys were like, "Ah, you won't need this." Push them off. Be like, "It's mine now. I'm good. That's fine." That's fine. Also, Shell, I have to ask: are you offering? Because I am down to try this to get hit by a taser when I come down. I'm with
down. Yeah, you got one.
Yeah, if you have one, bring it over. We'll try it out. We'll do it on camera and see what happens. Just don't hit me in the dick. That's not.
Should we go live or should we make shorts out of it? I think we should go live.
Both.
I mean,
yeah, I like where your head's at, Greg.
Both.
I mean, listen, he's only had mouthwash today. There's
you gotta see my dead grandma. She was like as brown as like I don't know something in this house.
That's because she's dead. It's not. That's not.
She's dark, bro.
Yeah, because she's fucking beef jerky now, bro. That's why.
I'm like, are you sure I wasn't kidnapped into this family?
Okay. Chelsea, I have 5 different ones. All right. So
we're doing okay, all right. No. I changed my mind because she's got equipment and attachments and different nah.
Hey.
I got a red dot.
How much you guys want to bet that Shell also
got
has
a laser pointer on this thing?
She's got a quick release little fucking just
I know she got a holster for it too.
And one of those cool ones that like fucking Samuel Jackson used where it like clicks in and quick releases. Yeah, 100%.
That's like when your girl's like, you want to introduce some toys into the bedroom, and they're like, yeah. She busts out her drawers. She got all these. No, bro, what the fuck?
She busts out a
going home.
Broad. Yeah,
come get me.
Yeah, the closest thing to a taser I have. Hold on. Is a cattle prod. This is.
I've been hit by one of them too. That motherfucker's no joke either.
It does hurt. It does. Yeah. I zapped myself in the hand. It hurt a lot. I had 2 marks on my hand because I was like, it's not doing anything. And then I was like, ah, damn it. Yeah, it does. Yeah. So
you ever been cow tipping?
No.
That's fun.
I highly doubt it.
Oh my god, it's so much fun.
Listen, man.
He's laughing because he knows it's fun. He knows.
This is the thing. Is you guys are all like, you're not scary. Ha 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 ha. Listen, dogs don't like me. Bulls see me. Dogs don't like me.
Damn.
Dogs,
That's
dogs
fucked
just
up.
like so big dogs just stare at me and they just watch me every time. And little dogs lose their fucking mind. So yeah. So like I'll tell you this much. I am not going into a herd of cows because they will attack me. Because I give off like, see, you guys have no good reference point. You guys are dealing with fucking.
That's crazy because dogs be just like any dog will just come up to me like I'm its owner or something. Like all the time while they're on a leash, being held by their owner. The dog's like, "Hey, what's up, buddy? I've never met you before, but let's hang out." I'm like, "Get the thing away from me. Get it. I hate being loved. I don't know how to. Nobody ever loved me properly. And now the dog's trying to do it. Get it away from me."
I was in Mexico, and they had one dog which was a mastiff, and it was a fucking head like the lid of a trash can, just massive fucking head. Okay, and this dog, they were like, nobody can pet him. He freaks out, and this dog came and like sat on my feet while I was standing there. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. And they're like, he's never done that to anyone.
Massive, like he's like me.
And I'm like, I don't know what to do. They're like, pet him. So I pet him, and he was like, nice.
Oh, this is a setup.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? I'm like, dogs don't like me. And they're like, that dog doesn't like fucking anyone, and he likes you. And I'm like, again, very fucking confusing. It's the American Genetics Lab. For Cole's next birthday, I'm sending him a DNA genetic test. Not
No, because as soon as I turn that bitch in, they're gonna fucking put all the crimes together that I did, you know, and then they're gonna roll in my house. Nah, fuck that.
It's gonna be SVU Cole Clayton.
Fuck that.
On order.
I gotta
Cole
wait
Clayton.
way too much in my 20s for y'all to be getting me now. Fuck that. I made it.
Statute of limitations.
Right.
It doesn't count. Can't do it. Didn't work.
I win.
Yeah. I ran the clock and a clock won. That's fine. No. I want to do a genetics test just to see, but at the same time, no thanks. I don't want any of that business because I'm like, I don't want somebody else getting my DNA. Yeah.
I don't want to know how incest my DNA is, you know, like.
So you guys saw that thing about who is it? Who's the orange hair? Conan O'Brien. He's like, you're 100% Irish. He's like, that's good. He's like, no, that means you're inbred. Right. And you're like, oh Jesus. You're like, yeah.
They're gonna they'll be like 76% Louisianian. I'm like, that don't even make any fucking sense.
No. Like, that's not even a thing. You're like, that's not, yeah. You're like, it's 75%. You are the offspring of.
I'll be like
prostitutes. That's prostitutes from time immemorial led to you. That's
It just says swamp people on here. I don't.
That's fair. Yeah, I feel like that's accurate. Anyway, well, everyone, this has been Life of Giants. Greg, thank you very much for coming. We appreciate you.
Problem.
You did come on at the worst possible time, but
we're talking about butt watching or something. So weird.
It was a good one.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. I'm not going to be on Wednesday for What the Fuck Wednesdays. I'm going to Cirque du Soleil, so that's going to happen. I might have to use that just break it off. I don't know what the shares are, so we'll see. We are back Wednesday with Mental Health.
Thursday.
Thursday, and then Saturday with Ham and Cheese. And of course, what we have coming up, as always, is The Lord of the Wings, which is coming soon. So stay tuned. And that is also so I tried to get another of the one chip and they ran out. So I'm going to keep on hunting to bring them.
You gotta get the chocolate, or you gotta up it.
I'm not getting the chocolate. I'm not getting the chocolate. Because with my luck, we're gonna be driving around. And I'm like, I need to shit right now. And it's, bro, you have like 30
something better than the chocolate, something worse than the chocolate. You do that. You already did the chip. You already did the chocolate. You gotta keep upping the ante. Don't go back.
You haven't done the chip, so
that shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Heartburn problems, bro.
Oh, Cry me a river, Mr. No Healthcare. I don't give a shit. Okay. I don't give a shit. Okay. I'm giving you a goddamn ulcer by the time before I leave. This is happening.
I might be getting one already, bro. You don't know.
I should not attend the men's day. That's all right. No worries, Sasha. You have a great week too. Maybe we'll see you on Saturday. That's all right. Anyways, all right, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you in a couple days.